Hey, I'm Steven Kolchitsky, creator of Galicia Archives. In this video, I'm going to show you how to find metrical books for different religions, as well as court, census, and notarial records, and more. And we're going to do so using the Scanoteca part of the Genealodze website. Now, if you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing to the channel, and maybe leaving a note in the comment section below. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so to start, let's click on the link in the details section below the video, or come to the website genealodze.pl, as is written up here in the address bar. It'll bring you to this page. Now, once you're here, click on this little American British flag to put it in English. And then when you scroll down, here you have Genetica and Scanoteca. I have a video already on Genetica, you might want to watch that. So let's click on Scanoteca, and it'll bring you to this page. Okay, so the first thing we notice is here on the right hand side, we have metrical books, which is what most of this video will be spent on, but also court records, census, notarial records, and others. And in the middle, we have a list of records that have recently been updated. Now, the problem is the titles are all in Polish, even though the website is set to English. So if we'd want to have this in English, we'd do what I showed you in my Szukaj w Archiwach video, and we turn the website back to Polish. Our translator should pop up, put that to English, and our titles come up in English. But there's one little problem. The translator is not 100%. So here, what was metrical books, well, now is record books. Here, what was census, well, now is registration books, and so on. So it's just a good little thing to keep in mind. So for the rest of this video, I'm going to put this back to Polish and use the website's English. Okay, so to start, let's go to metrical books. Now, if any of you have seen my video on Genetica or have used the Genetica site, you'll notice that it's very similar. The icons work pretty much in the same way. Both Scanoteca and Genetica are under the Genealodze website. The map, like in Genetica, is interactive, and so is the list on the right-hand side of provinces. Now, the difference is this site is not an indexing site, but more of a site that'll bring you to a set of records for an area, a city, or a village, or whatnot. Here we have all the provinces: Lithuania, Belarus, there's nothing from Belarus yet, Ukraine, and Wojskowe, which means military. Now, to take a look at this site in more detail, let's start with the first province, Kujawsko-Pomorskie. Now, the first thing we'll notice, as with every province, is we have a list of counties on the right-hand side. When we hover our mouse over them, we'll see the results for each county in the middle of the page. So, Aleksandrovski, we have these 4 results: 1 evangelist, 2 Jewish, and 1 Eastern Orthodox. Then if we go to number 5, well, we have 1 evangelist, and so on and so forth. Now, if we click on Aleksandrovski, it brings us to a page dedicated only for those results. Now, keep in mind at any time, since the religions are written in Polish, if you'd want to have them in English, you just turn the site back to Polish, like I showed you before, turn the translator on to English, and well, you'll have it in English. So let's look at the first one, evangelist. The first thing we see on top here, the name of the parish of those evangelist records. Then we have a little about collection here. We click on that. It'll bring us to information on that parish. We go back, and here on the right hand side, we see a list of years that have those records. The record number, I guess you could say. Unit description, I'm going to go over these letters in a minute, and the number of files that each year contains. So now to look at these letters, let me click on the first one, 1838. And if you notice here in the middle, in yellow, we have Skorowiec, Urodzenia, Małżeństwa, Zgony, or Anexe. Those are basically what the letters before the years mean. So Skorowiec, which basically translates index, will be SK. So if a record is marked off as SK 1838 to 1883, well, it means that for this parish, these records are indexed for 1838 to 1883, as is written here, birth, marriage, and death indexes for those years. And we see the amount of files that each one has. Now, if we go to 1839, we have UMZ. Well, those are urodzenia, which means birth, małżeństwa, which means marriage, and zgony, which means death. And if we were to scroll down to the end of the list, we'll see records that start with A, and those mean annexe, or basically annex. Now let me show you one more thing. If we go back to the collection, and I scroll to the bottom, here, like I said, is your annex, and you'll see Z, those are only deaths, M, those are only marriages, U, those are all only births, and when they have UMZ, well, they contain all three. Now, if I go to a certain year, 1847, you'll have the 1847, the year you chose, come up as number 3, and the 2 previous and the 2 next years in your little list of 5. Now let's go back to the collection. Let's go to 1838 to see our first record. Here, birth. And when you went into one of these records or options, you come up with a list like this. So again, our little letters SK meaning index and U meaning birth. So now we know that index for birth and number 1. So let's click on that. And it brings you to a page like this. Now the first thing we notice is here on the top left hand side, we have an option to zoom in, zoom out, go to the next or previous pages. And we have a little icon of the page with a little highlighted section here. This highlighted section is basically our present view. So if we were to zoom out, this highlighted section gets bigger. Underneath, we have the information. So we have the place, the unit number, the years, and the file number. Now, here we have 3 icons. The first one is to download the image. If we wanted to, we could click on that. And it downloads automatically to the download folder of your computer. Also notice that the picture opens up in a second tab. So to go back to your list, you could either click on this little option here, the little ladder, and it'll bring you back to your list. Or if I go back, the little map, if I were to click on that, it brings you back to the main Scanoteca Metryki page. So let's close this. And to get out of here, we could either use the back to the collection option or the back option. Now let's go to the second, Jewish. And if we go to the first one, 1826, births, again, we have our file numbers here. Notice that sometimes you'll have 0 or 00A or something like that. Those are usually like the first page containing the information. Let's look at one of these, for example. It shows you kind of like a title page. So if we zoom out, here we have births for the year 1826 and so on. So to get out of here again, we could close this tab and we could choose another one, file number 2, zoom out, and here we go. Okay, let's get out of here. Back. And let's check out the Eastern Orthodox one, 1877A, births, marriages, and deaths. Let's go in the middle. And if we zoom out, we have an Orthodox birth record. To go to the next page, since it's only half, click here, and here we go. All right, let's close this. And let's click on this little map icon to bring us back to our main page. Okay, now for the fun of it, let's go to Mazowieckie, since it's the one with the most records. And as I hover over the counties, again, we see collection number, the place, the village or city, collection name, which usually is the name of the parish, which is cool, the year range, and so on. Also, for certain counties, we have different types of religion. So here again, we have Greco-Catholic, Jewish, Roman Catholic, and here we have civil archives. As we come lower, we have Baptists, Evangelists, Jewish, Eastern Orthodox, Roman Catholic, and so on. Let's get out of here and let's look at what's under Lithuania. Here we have Vilnius, Roman Catholic. Let's click on that. Here we have a small list, only marriages and debts. And let's click on the first marriage, 01 to 09. And here we have our record. Again, opened in a separate tab. So we can just close this to get back to our list. Click on the little map to get back to our main page. And let's look at what's under Ukraine. Ivano-Frankivsk, but no records. And Lviv, one result. Again, a small list. Births, marriages, and deaths. Let's click on the first one. Births. First record. And let's zoom out to have a nice view. And there we go. Close this. And let's go back to our main page. And over here under military, we have one result, Russian Empire. Let's go to the first one. One result up here. Let's click on births, 02 to 03, and here's our record. Now, let's get completely out of here. If we click on this little house up here, it brings me back to the Genealogy homepage. From here, we could click our Scanoteca again, and it brings us back to this page. Let's close this. And now we've went over Metrico books. Let's look briefly at court records. Here again, what's recently been updated. What I would do is I would press on Browse Archives. For the fun of it, let's click on Archivum Główne Dawne, or AGAD. And if you'd want to have this again in English, well, up here, English. So for the fun of it, let's look here at Ostrołęka Town Books, first one. And let's choose one arbitrarily. And zoom out. And there we go, our record. Okay, so let's go back to Scanoteca. Let's check out a census. Browse archives. Let's go to our first AGAD again. And let's see what's under collection 303. Let's come and turn our translator back on again. And list of parishioners. Let's go to 27. And here we go. Previous page. All right, let's close this. Back to Scanoteca. And let's see what kind of notary records they have. Browse the archives. Let's go to Celts. Notarial files. Again, let's take one in the middle. And let's zoom out. And there's our notarial file. It's pretty cool. And last but not least, let's go one last time back to Scanoteca. And let's look what is in the others section. Let me put it to English. And here we could find different types of documents like district office documents or different types of religious books, different stuff related to genealogy like you see here and here. And as we go down, we have municipal office, military documents, and so on. So it's really worth going through. Now let's take a look at one of these guys. Imperial University of Warsaw. 4 minutes of council meetings, 1885. Let's take one in the middle, 305. And let's zoom out. And there we go. And that, my friends, is pretty much Scanoteca in a nutshell. Well, I hope this video was helpful. I hope it gave you a better understanding of how this site works and what great of a resource it is. If you did like the video, you know how to encourage the channel. So I wish you the best of luck in your research, and I hope to see you in the next video.